Your Honor, can I talk to two officers right quick? Officer Walker, you free to go. And Sergeant Fortune, I need you to check the chat.
All right, this is Clayton County Magistrate Court preliminary hearing calendar. Today's date is May the 11th, 2026. This is the state of Georgia versus Samaj Bird and warrant numbers 2026 CW 51411, 412, 413. All parties are present and have announced ready to proceed. 88 times you can present the state's case.
Yes, Your Honor. Detective Moore, can I get you to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the evidence you should give before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can put your hand down, state your name for the record.
Detective Tracy Moore
How are you employed?
with the Clayton County Police Department as a detective in criminal investigations.
And did you have occasion to investigate an incident involving, hold on one second. Oh, grace and hold.
Yes, ma'am, but I did want to let you know, as far as, your husband mentioned something about a baseball circulation. I did, attempt this morning already to reach out to the alleged suspect.
Were you assigned to investigate an incident that occurred on February the 22nd of 2026?
Yes, ma'am.
And did that incident occur at or around 5890 Riverdale Road, apartment C11?
Yes, ma'am.
At City of Atlanta, Clayton County.
Yeah, it's College Park is how I know it, but yes, it is. They call it Atlanta. It is,
but
in
it's
Clayton
definitely
County.
Clayton County.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay. And did that incident involve a Samaj Bird?
It did.
Could you please advise the court as to what happened on that date at that location involving Mr. Bird?
Okay, so about shortly after 5 o'clock p.m. a shootout occurred behind Building C. Emmanuel Bentley was killed during that shootout. So going backwards in the investigations, what we learned happened was that Flanard Bentley, who is the brother of the deceased and also the brother of Samaj Bird, was at the Family Dollar earlier that day. He got into a confrontation with a Marcus Stewart, who was there buying some kind of baby item. He was in line to pay when Mr. Bentley, Flanard Bentley, confronted him and got into it with him. Mr. Stewart ended up hitting him in the face, like punching him in the face. And Flanard Bentley stated that he was going to get his gun. So fast forward, so we're away from the Family Dollar. Now we're back at the apartments. This is later in the day. In this unit, in this building C, Flanard Bentley, Emmanuel Bentley, the deceased, Samaj Bird, and these are all brothers, and their sister live in C2.
Okay.
In C10, Akeem Bain, Tyrone Bain, and Akeem's girlfriend, Jayla Vaughn, I believe, live in C10. And then in C11, Jennifer Hudson lives there, who is the girlfriend of Flanard Bentley.
And that's the deceased, Flanard.
No, that's Flanard is the one that got into it with the other guy at
the original argument.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I know that's a lot. It's a lot of people involved in this, but so when they came back from the Family Dollar, I got video. It shows when we came back, when Flanard and Nathaniel Tigner, who is Jennifer Hudson's, his girlfriend's cousin, they came back from the Family Dollar. Tigner goes to C11, which is where Hudson lives. Bentley goes to C2, which is where he lives. Shortly thereafter, Bentley and his brother, the deceased, come down the back of the apartments and are walk down the back way of the apartment. So he went home first, and he had a really bad black eye as well. He goes home, gets his brother apparently, and they go behind C10 and C11 are basically, one's on the bottom, one's on the top, and they're like right next to each other. One, like the landing for the stairs to come down, like this is the back of the apartment building. The stairs, like there's a little tiny balcony out there and there's stairs that come down. So the stairs from C10 that come down will be right at the back door of C11. Just to make
Okay.
sure everybody understands how close this is. So it's right on top of C10, basically. So Marcus Stewart, who was the guy that was in the Family Dollar, is friends with Akeem Bain. He came to talk to Akeem Bain. I'm assuming I never was able to speak with Stewart. He comes to Akeem Bain's house, according to Akeem Bain. He comes to Akeem Bain's house and tells him what's going on or whatever. And then he leaves. So he ends up coming back a little bit later, but in the meantime, Flannard and Emmanuel, the deceased, go down to Jennifer Hudson's apartment, C11. And according to Nathaniel Tigner and Jennifer Hudson, they're there and they're looking out to see where they're going from the back to the front to see where everybody's at, where Marcus Stewart's at, where Akeem's at. So Marcus Stewart comes back. We have video of him coming back from the direction of the apartment he was living in. We have the video of showing that Bentley initially went to C11 and then, I'm sorry, C2 and then came out and came towards C11.
Detective, ask you a couple of questions before we
Sure.
we already in it deep, but I just want to make sure I'm keeping track. You indicated this at the point when they were at the Family Dollar. This is on video. Whose
Yes.
video?
Family Dollar's video.
Is this video and audio or just video?
I believe it's just video, but I do have a statement from the store clerk as well.
Excuse me?
I have a statement from the store clerk as well. He's the one that told me that Bentley said he was going to get his gun.
Okay. And does law enforcement have possession of that particular video?
From the Family Dollar, yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, now you just mentioned additional video.
But
I'm assuming,
from the apartment complex.
and I'm assuming law enforcement has that video also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Does it show the outside? Does it show everything or does it show just?
No, it just shows, you can
persons?
just see part. It's basically from the only video they have, I believe, is there's like 2 or 3 cameras and it all shows around the leasing office, which C2 happens to be down the way from the leasing office. So no, we do not have the incident whatsoever on video. We just have people being put in certain places at certain times.
Okay. No ring camera, anything, just the apartment video?
Correct.
Okay, please continue. I'm not sure. I mean, you're on
Okay.
the roll there, but
I
please.
know it's a lot, but I just want to make sure it's all out there. So, Jennifer Hudson is in her apartment. Nathaniel Tigner is in her apartment. Bentley and Flannard Bentley and Emmanuel Bentley go outside. Jennifer Hudson stated to me that she saw Samaj Bird coming up along the front side of the apartment to round the corner in the back. So he's coming around the corner and she was adamant that that was him. And right as soon as he got around the corner, shooting started happening out back. So ultimately, Bentley was shot and killed right outside of, like at the bottom of those stairs that I was talking about, between the landing of C10 and right next to C11's back door. There's multiple gunshots out. There's multiple shell casings out there. According to Akeem Bain, who was in his apartment, he looked out, he saw a person shooting at his apartment. He shot 1 time at that person and did not hit him, according to him. And that person would have been Samaj Bird, based on where he said he was standing and what Jennifer Hudson had said about him coming around the apartment. So Flannard left the scene. Marcus Stewart was the one that was out in the back shooting with them, at them. He left the scene. So both so two people from that. So Bentley laid there. Well, Samaj left the scene too. So Samaj and Flenard leave the scene, leaving their brother Bentley deceased at that back door. The other party involved, Marcus Stewart, who was down there shooting with them, he leaves the scene. We collected all the shell casings, talked to canvass the neighborhood, everything like that. So with the shell casings, they were sent to the GVI for testing. After speaking to, I feel like I got to talk about Flenard. I'm sorry, I keep talking about Flenard because I know here about Samaj, but I think it's important. So we also had a eyewitness who described Flenard Bentley and Emmanuel Bentley as jumping up, shooting into apartment C10, which is where Akeem Bain, Jay Levon, and Tyrone Bain were at. So there's eyewitnesses that described them perfectly and saw them jumping up and like shooting into the apartment, which there was
You're
plenty of shell
saying-
casings.
I'm sorry. When you say jumping up, what do you mean?
So C10 is on the second story and C11 is on the bottom story, but there's there's like these metal stairs that come down and like I think it's concrete, like a little platform thing right outside the door, a little back porch, I guess you would call it. But you would have to get up over that concrete thing to shoot into that apartment. Does that make sense?
Yes. So
Okay.
when you say jump up, they're
So
actually
jumping
trying
up to get the gun up high enough to,
up high enough,
yes, yes,
rather than walking up.
correct.
Okay.
So,
The witness that saw them, where was this witness at?
she was in another apartment.
So she's watching, looking out of the window?
She saw them jumping up. She didn't tell me that she saw Flenard get shot, but she did see them jumping up, shooting into apartment C10, and she described them perfectly, with Flenard being the one with a black eye, and she described their clothing. She does not know these people.
Okay. But she lives in the complex also.
Correct.
Okay.
So, so all the shell casings were collected, all the evidence was collected, photographs were taken. After speaking to the witness, after speaking with, interviewing Akeem Bain, Tyrone Bain, and Jay Levon, which Akeem gave the most, Tyrone and Jayla didn't really know what was going on. They just know they were getting shot at. Akeem told me what his account was that happened, and he indicated that he's had an ongoing issue with Flenard Bentley and a cousin who was not present during this incident, of them shooting up the complex, shooting up his car, shooting up his apartment. And we do have police reports of damage over there, that apartment being damaged and cars around there being shot up. He said that he went to the leasing office lady and asked her to move because he was having so much trouble with the people in C2. And she, the lady that worked at the apartment manager, she confirmed that Akeem Bain had come on more than one occasion asking to move because of the issues going on with C2. So a decision was made to arrest Flenard Bentley in this incident after all the investigation was done. When Flenard Bentley when they were looking for him, the U.S. Marshals went and got him for me. They had moved, so Flenard, Samaj, Emmanuel, and the sister had moved to rented a house down off of Iron Gate. Jennifer Hudson had moved to another apartment. I believe it was I think it was in Morrow. It might have been Forest Park, but I think it was in Morrow. She had moved to another apartment, and the Marshals found him at her apartment, but he was supposed to be according to her, he was supposed to be living at that rental house. So they went there first. We did execute a search warrant on the rental house. When I did execute the search warrant on the rental house, firearms were found. A firearm that was in the room of Samaj Bird, he had possessions in there, as well as his girlfriend, Jada Favors, indicated that was their room they shared. That firearm was sent for testing, and that firearm came back to matching the shell casings on the ground outside of C11 and C10 on the ground, on the backside.
Did the girlfriend know anything about the weapon that was found in the room?
Jada Favors.
Yes.
I did not ask her that. So when the marshals got there, everybody split out of there. They left before I even got there. When I got there to do the search warrant, we were basically done with the search warrant when or we're almost done with the search warrant when Jada Favors came back. Only her came back. And I asked her about, who stays in what room and that kind of stuff. And she indicated that. I don't know. I don't recall specifically asking her about the firearm. I don't know that I did, but that gun was certainly in the room that was shared with Samaj and her.
Okay. And she was able to confirm that was the room that they shared.
Correct.
And I'm going to use the word ballistics. If this is wrong, please correct me. Ballistics confirmed that weapon, that bullets discharged from that weapon were found at the incident location.
Correct.
And were you able to ever talk to Mr.
Stewart?
Mr. Bird?
Oh, Mr. Bird. No, I made several attempts. He would not come talk to me. And so I was never able to interview him. And Mr. Stewart was the same thing. I tried to make contact with him, and he ended up retaining an attorney and does not want to speak to me either.
Okay. But they both were observed participating in the shootout that resulted in the death of the victim.
That's correct. Yes, ma'am. And I had 3 counts of aggravated assault, actually 4, 1 for Marcus Stewart, even though he didn't talk to me, and then 3 for Jay Lavon, Akeem Bain, and Tyrone Bain, who occupied the apartment C10 that was being shot at.
And that's the apartment where the witness observed them jumping up
Shooting
and shooting
into the apartment. Yes, ma'am.
itself.
That's correct.
Was anyone in the apartments injured?
No, there's certainly property damage, but no, other besides Mr. Emmanuel Bentley, no one was injured in this incident.
The individuals that you listed as victims, were they able to confirm that they were actually present inside the apartment when the defendants were shooting into it?
The 3, yes, Akeem Bain, Tyrone Bain, and Jay Lavon were. Again, I did not speak with Marcus Stewart, but that's who the firefight was mainly with.
And all of this over a shoving match in the Family Dollar.
Well, it'd been an ongoing thing. According to Akeem Bain, that unit had gang ties, and there was some kind of gang issue going on. But yes, there was some kind of continued issue between his apartment, or him, and which Marcus Stewart was his friend, and C2, which is where all of the siblings live together.
Okay. And subsequent to the incident, the remaining siblings moved?
Yeah, well, Bentley was, I think he's out on bond right now, but he was arrested for the murder. Emmanuel Bentley is deceased, and their sister, Asia, I can't remember her last name. I don't know if it's Bentley or not. She's the only one that was not charged in this. She stayed in the apartment.
Okay. And she was not observed participating in this?
Yes, all of the Emmanuel Flenard and Samaj Bird all participated in this incident. Correct.
And you may have already mentioned this, and you've been pretty detailed on this, but I just want to confirm I heard it. Is Mr. Bird on any of the video that you've mentioned?
I could not see him, no, because he would have, according to Jennifer Hudson, he came down the front. So the leasing office video just captures to the road at the back of the unit. I wouldn't have seen the front. It just gets to the side of that C building.
Okay.
If it came out the front door, I would not have seen it.
Your Honor, I believe that's all I have of the detective at this time. Reserved right for redirect.
All right, cross-examination.
Yes, Judge. I just want to acknowledge my client. He's been putting his hand up. I just want to make sure that he's aware that he has the right to remain silent. We haven't had the pleasure of meeting just yet, Mr. Bird, but I will flesh all these details out. Just give me a second, okay? All right. So, Detective Moore, I want to go back to your initial testimony. So, I believe you said that Mr.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Of course.
Judge, I just want to make sure, Ms. Cowan, you don't need to speak to your client before you start?
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
Thank you. Detective Moore, let's go back to your top of your testimony. So this is a very, very, very long testimony, but I'm going to try to clear this up as much as I can. The initial argument is between Mr. Marcus Stewart and Mr. Flanard Bentley, and that happens at the Family Dollar store. Is that correct?
The initial incident that day, yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. And Mr. Samaj Bird is nowhere near that location, and he's not involved in that altercation.
At the Family Dollar, no, ma'am.
Okay. And then I want to, I guess my question is, what time did the Family Dollar incident happen? Do you have that information?
I do. I would have to look back at my case file, but it was earlier that day. I know it would have been in the early afternoon, or I don't want to say early afternoon, in the afternoon, like I believe from memory, so don't hold me to it, but it was roughly 3 o'clock, 3:30ish, something like that.
Okay. And the time of the alleged shooting, is that still in the daytime or is that at night?
It's in the evening. It's still in the afternoon, but it is winter, so it is, it's getting dark. It's not dark yet, but it's getting dark.
Okay. Do you know about what time that alleged incident is said to have happened?
The shooting was at, according to my PC, was at 7:19. So, I'm sorry, 17:19, 5:19.
And then I believe your testimony, Miss Jennifer Hudson, did you say she stayed in apartment C11? Is that where she lives?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And she's, from my memory, she's the person that, from the first time I heard Samaj's name, it came from your testimony about Miss Jennifer Hudson. So she's the one saying that she saw Samaj go around the back of building C. Is that what she said?
From around the front side toward the back. Yes. Yes, she stated he
Okay.
was there as well. Yes.
Could she describe what he was wearing that day?
I did ask her that specifically, and by the time I knew to ask her that, she did not recall, but she knew
Okay,
it was him. She stated it was him.
Okay. Did she see whether or not he had a firearm in his possession at that time?
I don't recall. I don't recall that.
Okay. And he's not seen on videotape in going down to the back of this apartment building, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And Miss Jennifer Hudson, she doesn't see the actual shooting itself either, does she?
I'm sorry, ma'am, you broke up really bad. I think you asked if she saw the shooting.
Yeah, whether or not she saw it.
She did not see the actual shooting. She heard the shooting start and she got down with her kids.
Okay. And I believe at some point you testified that there was an eyewitness that saw Mr. Emmanuel Bentley and Flanard Bentley jumping up and shooting into their apartment building.
Into C10, correct? Yes.
C10. Okay. Did you say who that person was?
I don't recall their name offhand, ma'am.
Okay, but they never saw Mr. Samaj Bird. They couldn't put him as being a person that was shooting into.
No, they specifically gave descriptions that would have matched Flanard and Emmanuel Bentley.
Okay. And then Mr. Akeem Bain, he's the one that lives in C10, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I believe your testimony was that he said he saw Samaj shoot at his apartment?
No, I did not say that. I said he saw a person shooting at his apartment.
Okay. But he never said it was Samaj.
And based on what Jennifer Hudson stated, and when the shooting started, that's the only person that it could have been. And based on the shell casings being there.
Okay, so let's go into the shell casings. So the shell casings, are you all saying that the firearm that you located in the rental house, that it's the firearm that fired these actual shell casings, or that the shell casings just match the caliber of gun?
No, it is the firearm that fired some of the shell casings found on scene.
Okay. And there's going to be a ballistics report that's included in the discovery at some point if we get there, correct?
My case file is done, ma'am, waiting for my supervisor's approval, so that it should, whenever, I don't know how discovery works, but it's available. All of that is available.
Okay. The rental house itself, were you able, I'm sorry, Samaj Bird's alleged girlfriend, what was her name?
Jada Favors, I believe. But this is from memory, so I think I remember that correctly.
Okay. And Jada Favors is the one that tells you all that Samaj lives at this home.
And in which room? That is correct. That she and Samaj share that room, that particular bedroom where that gun is found. Yes.
Okay. Judge, I don't believe I have any other questions.
Okay, I actually have one. So just to be clear, the reason why Mr. Byrd was charged was because Ms. Hudson saw him but did not see him shoot. And then when the search warrant was executed, the weapon or one of the weapons that was used, casings matched the gun that was in the bedroom that Mr. Byrd slept in.
So, Miss Hudson also stated she saw Samaj there. She didn't see him shoot, but besides him coming around the corner, he was there, and then he left. They left. He and Flanard left, and the shooting started. So she sees him around the corner going toward the back of the building, and within seconds, the shooting starting. So he's there. He's shooting.
I'm going to object to that the last part of that, Judge. Just because he's there doesn't mean he's shooting, but I
That's why
understand.
I'm trying to be clear. So who saw him shoot?
So the shooting started as soon as he rounded the corner, and his firearm, the one that was in his room in his possession, had shell casings on scene. So he's put there by someone that's friendly toward him, that would be, if you want to say, on their side, that puts him there. And also the shell casings from his weapon are there.
All right, and then we know that this is his weapon. I guess goes back to the first question that you didn't answer. Is that because that's the weapon that was found during the search warrant in the room that he slept in?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. All right, does anybody have any follow-up questions based on my questions?
Judge, I do. The rental house, who else is living at this home? Do you know?
According to Jennifer Hudson, it was all of them.
I'm
I know
sorry, no,
that-
I mean the rental house that Jada Favors is residing in, where the firearm
Yeah,
is
so
found.
yeah, so her and Samaj shared a room. They had another brother that is not involved in this, that was living in one of the rooms. Asia, I don't know her last name, is a sister living in the room, and according to Jennifer Hudson, Flanard lived there as well.
So Flanard also shares a home at this time.
So
He's sharing a
everybody, yes, everyone was living together at the apartment, and then everybody was living together at the rental house, other than, of course, the deceased.
Okay, so in your knowledge, training, and expertise, would you say that this firearm was in constructive possession of everyone that was at this home?
No, I would say that it would have been in the possession of Samaj Byrd, and Jada Favors shared the room with him.
Okay, but this room is accessible by everyone in the house, though, correct?
I don't recall it being locked, the door, but so.
Okay, so so Miss Jada Favors, Flanard, Bentley, Asia, I'm not sure what her last name was, and Samaj, they all could possibly control this item at any time. Would you agree with that?
Not necessarily, but yes, they would have. I mean, if they didn't have the door locked, they could have had access as well. That's correct.
Okay, no further questions, Judge.
All right, any follow-up, 88 Thomas?
No, Your Honor,
All right, any other evidence or witnesses on behalf of the state?
not at this time.
All right, any evidence or witnesses on behalf of the defense?
None for the defense, Judge.
All right, 88 Thomas?
I'll reserve.
Judge, just a brief argument. I take issue with the fact that there's one witness, Miss Jennifer Hudson, who's saying that she supposedly sees my client go around back, but she never actually observes the incident. So she can't say whether or not he fired a gun, whether or not he had a gun. She's saying she may have seen him go around back, but she can't say exactly what happened after that. And then I also take issue with the fact that this rental house that my client was supposedly living in is shared with 3 other people. One person being Mr. Flanard Bentley, who is his co-defendant in this case. The testimony presented today didn't say whether or not, of course, they're basing the ownership of this firearm based on the fact of the room it was found in, but the room is accessible by all of the people that are in the house. So, Judge, I take issue with those 2 parts of the testimony that's been presented today, and I'm going to ask the court to dismiss all the charges. That includes the felony murder, the aggravated assault, and the possession of a firearm or weapon during the commission of a crime.
All right, 88 Thomas?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, the detective gave us an extensive layout or outline of what happened involving all the parties and explaining the interconnection of it. And I'm gonna start from the end first, which is when the weapon itself was found. You have the siblings all sharing a home together. At this point, three of the four siblings that remain appear to have been charged at some point with the murder of their sibling who is now deceased. Your Honor, just common sense wise, the odds of one sibling putting his gun in the room of another sibling to shift blame to that sibling, Your Honor, I don't see that to be reasonable at this point in time in the officer's investigation. Now, what we do have is a stranger, a resident of the community, but not a friend or relative or what have you of this particular defendant, who did observe the defendant present or observe the defendant, I believe, with a weapon, if I understood the officer's testimony correctly, and also observed the or I should say heard, more so than anything else, heard the gunfire going back and forth between the parties who were doing the shootout. We also have testimony that this defendant was observed, if I'm not mistaken, jumping up and down and discharging his weapon into the residence of three other individuals, which brought about, as the detective mentioned, the counts of aggravated assault. Your Honor, I believe there is more than sufficient evidence at this point to indicate that this defendant was directly involved in this shootout that resulted in the death of his brother, and the state would ask that the case in its entirety be transferred to the Superior Court.
There's enough probable cause, so the case will be bound over to Superior Court for further prosecution. This matter is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
ma'am.
you, Judge.